There's only 1 week left until the highly anticipated release of Avowed on February 18th, and this game promises to be the big RPG for Xbox in 2025. After years of hype and building expectations, it's safe to say that this is a title many have been eagerly waiting for. The game is being developed by Obsidian Entertainment, the same studio behind the Outer Worlds franchise, as well as Fallout, New Vegas, and other past projects that have left an indelible mark on gamers worldwide. These games brought joy to fans, offering a mixture of deep storytelling, expansive worlds, and RPG mechanics that kept players engaged for hours. Obsidian's pedigree has ensured that Avowed is under close scrutiny, as it's expected to live up to the studio's long-standing reputation for delivering top-notch RPGs. However, while expectations for Avowed are high, there's something different about this project compared to Obsidian's previous games. Unlike the gritty, dark atmosphere of Fallout New Vegas or the spacefaring adventure of the Outer Worlds, Avowed seems to be a completely different game in terms of visuals, gameplay, and overall delivery. The game's open world is visually stunning, with lush environments, vibrant colors, and a plethora of magical elements that make it seem more like a fairy tale than the grim world of Fallout. Many fans of Obsidian's earlier works were taken aback by the game's colorful aesthetic, which feels like a departure from the darker tones that many had hoped for. While some might see this as a bold, fresh direction, others are questioning if this new approach is what RPG fans truly wanted. But the visuals aren't the only thing that's raised eyebrows. The game has shown a sharp shift in tone and content compared to previous titles, and it's clear that Avowed is positioning itself as an openly woke game. For better or for worse, this has been one of the most controversial aspects of the game. A few months ago, Elon Musk took to social media to criticize the inclusion of pronouns on the loading screen and in the main character's profile. He suggested that this was an unnecessary addition that was detracting from the experience. This sparked an intense debate, with Musk claiming that the inclusion of such elements in the game was a political statement that didn't belong in a game. His criticism, however, was met with a response from one of the main developers at Obsidian, who took to Twitter to call Musk an idiot, labeling those who oppose such features as idiots, and firmly stating that Avowed was indeed a woke game, designed to push those ideals. This move only further fueled the fire of controversy, as fans began to realize that Avowed was taking a political stance that might alienate certain parts of the gaming community. But before we dive deeper into the issues surrounding the game, make sure to subscribe to What's Up Nerd Insider for the latest updates on gaming, anime, and more. You'll always be up to date on the world of gaming. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. It wasn't just the pronouns that sparked outrage, though. As we've seen, the game is filled with colorful, whimsical elements that some fans feel don't belong in a game that's supposed to be a hardcore RPG. This vibrant approach to design has raised questions about whether Avowed can balance its tone and story with the expectations of hardcore RPG fans who prefer darker, more grounded narratives. It's clear that Avowed is attempting to cater to a different audience, one that aligns with progressive ideals. The question is whether this shift in direction will lead to the game's success or failure in the long run. And if that weren't enough, Avowed has yet another controversy swirling around it. Recently, the director of the game participated in an interview on a YouTube channel and made a shocking admission: Avowed will be unstable at launch. Yes, you read that correctly. The game's director openly admitted that it would be buggy and that players should just accept the instability at launch. This admission is not only disappointing, but also incredibly frustrating for fans who have been waiting for this game for years. The gaming community has grown tired of games launching in unfinished, buggy states, and hearing a developer openly admit to the flaws in their game before its release is a slap in the face to consumers. To make matters worse, Avowed is a next-generation title that will be launching at a premium price, and players are being told to accept that the game will be far from perfect. This comes at a time when gamers are more vocal than ever about holding developers accountable for releasing polished, functional games at launch. In the past, players have been more forgiving of bugs and glitches, but that tolerance is running thin. Fans expect more, especially when they're paying top dollar for a game. And when the game is marketed as one of Xbox's major 2025 releases, the expectations are even higher. The problem here is that Avowed is part of a growing trend in the industry, where developers and publishers are releasing unfinished games and expecting players to accept it. While there's always going to be the occasional bug or issue in any game, openly admitting that your game will be unstable at launch is something that cannot be overlooked. It's one thing to have bugs and fix them post-launch, but it's another to go into a release with the mindset that performance issues and instability are just something that players will have to deal with. This is a dangerous precedent for the gaming industry, and it raises a serious question. If developers know that their game will be buggy, why are they still releasing it in this state? While there are games like Red Dead Redemption, GTA 5, and From Software's titles that are known for their exceptional quality and polished launches, it seems like Avowed is attempting to set a new standard, one where bugs and instability are a given. And this raises the question, if a game is launching in a broken state, what's the point of even playing it? How can you enjoy an experience when the director herself says that the game is going to be unstable? It's hard to find excitement for a game when you know it's going to be plagued with issues right from the start. Adding insult to injury, Avowed will be released on Game Pass, a service that has gained significant popularity due to its value proposition. While Game Pass offers great value, it also makes it easier for developers to push out unfinished games and let players experience them without the hefty upfront cost. While this is great for gamers who might not want to drop full price on a potentially buggy game, it also means that Avowed isn't receiving the resources it truly deserves. A game like this should have more time in the oven to polish it up and fix any issues before it's released to the public. But instead, we're getting a game that feels rushed and incomplete, and it's not a good look for Xbox. Despite all the setbacks, there are still many gamers who are holding out hope for Avowed. It's hard to ignore the pedigree of Obsidian Entertainment, and the game still has potential to be great. But it's becoming increasingly difficult to overlook the issues surrounding its release. The political controversies, the admission of an unstable launch, and the colorful aesthetic all point to a game that is struggling to find its identity. If you're a fan of Obsidian's previous work, you might find yourself torn between excitement and skepticism. But at this point, the only thing we can do is wait and see if Avowed can live up to the hype, or if it will become just another example of a game that failed to deliver. So, what's the future of Avowed? Will it become the RPG of the year, or will it fall short of expectations like so many others before it? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, Avowed has a lot to prove when it launches on February 18th. As we get closer to the release date, the questions keep piling up. Will the game be worth the wait, or will it be yet another disappointing release? In conclusion, we find ourselves in a strange place with Avowed. The game is filled with promises, but also riddled with red flags. Whether it can deliver on its potential will be determined in the coming weeks, but the early signs don't look promising. The political controversies, the admission of an unstable launch, and the colorful aesthetic all point to a game that is struggling to find its identity. If you're a fan of Obsidian's previous work, you might find yourself torn between excitement and skepticism. But at this point, the only thing we can do is wait and see if Avowed can live up to the hype, or if it will become just another example of a game that failed to deliver. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Avowed will be a success or a flop? Are you excited to play it, or are you worried about the issues surrounding its launch? Join the discussion, and don't forget to subscribe to Waz Up Nerd Insider for more gaming updates, reviews, and in-depth analysis. Thanks for watching, and we hope you have a great day.